at least for me, they need the burst. You think that is something that they should be looking for from their jungler and their potential roamer?
See, that's the thing, right? When you lock in someone like Claude and then you see someone like Fredrin appear, like, yes, Claude is a DHS abuser, but ideally you want to have carry in that position to actually chunk down these thick, beefy tanks on the opponent's side. But with that being said, Ackerman, recognizing, hey, we did blind pick with the Claude so that we can get rid of the temp to HP really early on, making sure that we're getting rid of some of the bad matchups, Brody for an example. I do think that the Leslie is in a bit of an awkward spot, but hey, you know, you need to recognize when game meets game that true damage and crit, two-shotting you, even one-shotting you as a marksman does not feel good.
All right. Martis is the ban from BTK, maybe Anakai, the traditional answers to the Fredrin. And of course, the tanks a lot that we know for sure. It's going to be good versus the Fredrin, so BTK have all that covered. Maybe Ackerman can still settle for the Akai. It still makes sense against the comp that BloodThirstyKings has right now. Kind of aids them too to kind of have that wiggle room in the early stages where you have a good tempo hero to combo up with the Glue and the Eve, so that you will have you can make space again for your Claude. That means though, what else is left for BTK? I'm not eliminating the idea of a Kadira for BTK, especially because they already have tanky heroes anyways. They can put the Kadira in the roam because it kind of counters the Eve, so that could be a good thing for BTK. Oh, Diggy, do you like this at all for Ackerman?
Look, I was thinking Lolita for the side of Ackerman because at the very least their whole composition kind of works in tandem here. But with this Diggy, it kind of gives it a little bit of a different dynamic now, right? Because now, again, this is an interesting dynamic because it's good and bad for a couple of reasons. Good because at least now Zia has a very safe space for him to actually play around. Bad because that means Glue is going to be the only person up in that front line without that additional support. Maybe with the jungler, but even then the farm is absolutely shreds him as soon as he uses that split. And now we're seeing BTK respond with the Franco as well as the Beatrix. Beatrix the force priority whenever they need to make first move, and Franco just to make sure that real world manipulation can get canceled. And if the early game falls into that favor, it's because of an iron hook.
Yeah. So Ackerman, they should be looking for a way to at least deal with this Franco to kind of cancel that. So they need a stun. I still think that Akai should be good as their jungler of choice because that's the hero that they're looking for. I can't think of any other heroes that could be good. Maybe Barrett's, but it will not be as good. They still pick up the Karina.
Okay, so they really, I don't know, maybe Ackerman just really don't like ISO. That's not, because it feels like it's like, you know what? Out of all the people that I didn't really like, I didn't like you, ISO. That's why I'm locking in the Karina. I could have picked Barats. I could have picked, I literally could have picked
Akai.
Akai. There's so much that could have been done here. I would even argue that a Grok jungle wouldn't have been half bad. Like it comes to that point. But hey, look, Ackerman, they can play the style they want, especially if they're feeling very confident on that hero. And considering Kush's performance in game number 1, can you really argue against it when you're the coach? They're like, you could have gone for something else. Kush is like, but did you see how many steals I got?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's inconclusive, right? Even after that loss, it's inconclusive that the Karina is bad.
Till the enemy
well, I guess now we can prove it. If this will be a 2-0, then we can say, okay, Karina, not good at all. But we'll have to wait. Apart from that, what else are we looking at here? I mean, whenever I see Claude, I always think, okay, late game. Against Beatrix, even more so. I think that Ackerman can just play this game longer. Well, BTK, very strong in the mid game. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think, you know, I agree with your sentiment there. I do think, you know, Claude has a couple of matchups where he can actually play a little bit more early, but against this what? He can, okay, he walks back into it. Toinks has to flicker here. Bit of an unfortunate situation, but hey, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about maintaining this priority, Galaxy.
Okay, Galaxy wins that. ST, interestingly, will not even attempt to pop his Petrify. We know for sure that the Glue is a very strong laner, but pretty sure that it's not common to see Yuzhong taken out without any attempt of the petrify anyways.
Yeah, no battle spells at all. Okay, let's just say, hey man, T is a generous guy, you know.
Yeah.
Based on last game, he was like, maybe I was owning kind of hard, but Yoinks might be dying here as well. And this is what we're talking about in terms of the early game, because Diggy had to recall, because Diggy already flickered. It just makes it so much easier for BTK to take advantage of this, especially for Joy Botch.
Okay, so now 2 versus 1 up top. T still holds onto the Purify, but he's gonna be safe for now. And the turtle, that is gonna be the point of contention for sure. 1 minute and 50 seconds in. This time, BTK will again secure the ultimate for Joy Botch as the roamer, while the Diggy, not entirely sure if he's able to get to his own level 4. Actually, Joy Botch doesn't have the ultimate, but will land the help onto Galaxy, dealing the damage. It comes the evil ultimate from Nicolette this time, and they will take on Joy Botch because of that Paramis ultimate far too late. Still is there is the taunt onto Galaxy this time, but T connects onto 3 for the time's journey to save the members of Ackerman for now. Mobazane zoned out, and Kush will definitely win this turtle fight 3-1. And a turtle.
And that is why you want your supports to be level 4. It's as simple as that here, man. Hey, Joy Botch not level 4, Tonic's level 4. Big difference there when you have a time journey that's that impactful. There's nothing much that BTK could have done there. And I mean, the fact that they only gave away 2 kills it's a bit sad, but they have to call it quits at some point. And I think for Ackerman, they like the way that this is going. They're playing for their strong side. The glue is still relevant in this game for now, but Zia might need a little bit of help. He's been pressured hard.
Nice. Oh, okay, Zia. Hello, Joy Botch wants to go for that, but Toinks is prepared with the Diggy Bombs to prevent any kind of rotation from BTK. Ackerman leading by more than 1,000 gold in the first 3 minutes of the game. Definitely good for their almost late game comp. But we did see this in game number 1. Ackerman was leading. BTK eventually wins the first Lord fight.
That's the thing. That's the thing. You never really know between these two teams. And BTK, they're real nasty with it.
Okay, in comes the hook. Blazing to it for the counter. Joy Botch, actually, after the flicker, gets pulled in with the reverse time. Sniper shots not gonna land. And no further engagements on both teams.
A little unlucky there with the flicker, but hey, you can't win them all. And I think right now Ackerman have identified, alright, we need to make sure that mid lane is controlled so that we can continuously send support down to that bot side and make sure that Franco and Beatrix don't get further ahead than they are right now. But on the opposite side of the map, right, Galaxy, he is getting valuable information for Ackerman.
18 seconds. They force the flicker onto Mobazane. Although this is jungle emblem tree with a cooldown on the retribution anyway, so he might be on time still. Heading into turtle number 2. Will his teammates be there though? Galaxy as well as T needs to clear out the wave up top. Blue will be the first one to go. Mobazane, Nicolette, almost getting hit by the Iron Hook. Will not be the case. Turtle dance. Let's see what happens in here. Kush is going to be holding on to the turtle aggro for now. Mobazane going to be stunned up. Reverse time as well. Hook not going to land. And in comes the turtle. Secured by Kush so easily. In from the backlines, you can see T forcing out some of the jumps from Ackerman as he will be the one to utilize his ultimate petrify already utilized. Time's journey to get out. In comes the hook, but with the time's journey up, he'll now be snagged. Ackerman just secures the turtle this time, but he still wants to fight. Mobazane wants to fight. They ultimate onto the backlines. Mobazane will receive the Paramis ultimate, but he's very low, but they got the ultimate connecting on to the Diggy. He gets his life back because of that. And that means that at least they will get 1 kill out of the turtle fight.
Very nicely done. Very good call for the side of BTK to actually progress that fight. And now they're going to get another pick onto Galaxy down by bottom side. Perfectly done. BTK know how to press an advantage. You get the neutral objective. If your opponent doesn't have the retribution, walk into their jungle and treat it like it's your own.
And they got it. They got a turret. They're equalizing. Gold is actually even for both teams. Mobazane lands the taunt, but this is Tank jungler on tank jungler action, but in the middle, turret push. We talked about the objectives, and BTK are winning that versus Ackerman.
They're doing it beautifully, right? They know how to avoid situations, but more importantly, they can identify based off of the information given on the map. Hey, Kush is trying to invade my jungle. That means his entire side has probably already been finished up. There's nothing to actually farm on this top side of the map, and now we can make plays through mid.
Sniper poking Zia for now. Hook not gonna land. Points in the gang. It's gonna be holding on to each other. You are correct there. The team seems like BTK, they are dead set on winning the economic battle, and they are actually winning it for now.
Yeah, I think they had a phase shift here. I feel like BTK, especially for Mobazane, he's tired of losing out these retry battles against Push, and he needs to get this level lead, but it's so tough. Look at him, he's a level down.
Mobazane pulls back, Push gets the turtle. Afterwards, they knocked out Zia from the opposing side. That's the duo that they're looking for. BTK, Joybuch, and ISO, they have their own game to play.
They're trying to go 3v4 down bot side, leaving Zia all by himself. So they take full advantage of it. Joybot, he had the flicker, now he doesn't. I wonder what happened up there.
Ooh, I wonder what happened out there. You know for sure. I kind of brings me back. You know, we were there casting M4, and it was Momozane's team, like the Valley, who likes to go for that play where Basic and Shark goes for the Batzia, they just they just get pickups, and it kind of is reminiscent of what BTK is doing right now, right?
It is a little bit, but I will say that, you know, there are some very clear differences in styles. Like, in terms of the aggression here, BTK tops it off.
Oh, for sure. Mobazane once again gonna be pulled back into the Eve ultimate, gonna be stun up Paramis ultimate to counter it all. Galaxy gonna be hooked back. 5 members gunning him down, and he will be taken out. In comes Kush, but he's now gonna be receiving the damage. Time's journey gonna be committed as they want to get away from the dragon. And Ackerman will only lose one, but they did commit a lot. And that's also true with BTK.
I mean, good call coming in from BTK. They got the most valuable ultimates from the side of Ackerman, but they themselves had expended more resources just to bait it out. And, you know, in the famous words of Blacklist is Wise, you don't have Black Dragon. Just back off. Don't fight.
Yeah. Don't fight. Don't have the dragon. Right now, Mobazane, though, actually wants to poke Galaxy. This time, they also want to push once again. They know that they have the Beatrix, very strong CG hero, onto the bottom. They have a lot of wave clear from the Yuzhong as well as this Paramis. That means that Ackerman will not get any turret as of now. 0 turrets taken 9 minutes in. Lord, however, wow! They do it again!
Oh, they managed to hit the Iron Hook into the Bloody Hunt. Nicely done coming in from Joybush. So now it's a 5v4, and this should be extra free here. Let's check on the levels. Mobazane still level up on Kush, and Kush has nothing to farm except for that bot side. And if he shows his face, BTK guarantee this lord.
Okay. It kind of feels like it's just small things that piled up together for BTK. And I'm saying that because it looked really quiet. Like, surely they got all of those pickoffs, right? But all of those turret pushes that they managed to get, 2 onto the bottom, 1 in the mid, and 1 up top, that's all because of ISO's movement and how BTK just misdirects the attention of Ackerman. It feels to me, Gideon, that the plan all along for BTK is just a macro battle, but a little bit of aggression put in there as well.
Yeah, I think they've really adjusted well. After winning that very first game against Ackerman, they could clearly see the flaws in the macro play, and Ackerman is just a little too responsive, a little too, well, giddy, as they say. They're not shaking because they're nervous, they're shaking because their crystal is threatened.
Okay, in comes the Black Dragon form, but immediately the Prime turn is picked up. But guess what? It's just the turret that they targeted. BTK are just focusing on objectives right now onto the map. Map control is theirs. And they are picking apart some of the good economic standpoints for Ackerman. It does he's ultimate. Lucky down and Mobisane has no bit of the first the premise ultimate just on point and they gun down the glue with the Ghost Bursters. Even more Sia taken out. He's gonna be able to get out actually. Sliver of HP out there. I thought he would go down, but it won't. At least the turret will fall into the middle. Hope again was Sia. In comes the hook. Oh! Nicolette! That's massive Sia falls! BTK wiping out Ackerman once again. They eventually will have the minions and probably the game as they take out the crystal. BTK 2-0's Ackerman.
Oh my goodness, a simple adjustment from the Bloodthirsty Kings takes this game as a sweep 2-0 against Ackerman. GG.